Well, hello again. Welcome to the PM session stream. And we'll see what we are gonna get out of this one. The main dish for today is the FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. Minutes are not the same as the statement, and they are historically less volatile. So I'll keep that in mind, but still I'm looking forward for a potential tradable PM session silver bullet nonetheless. Yeah, the AM session, or since the AM session, price made a nice sharp high. It pretty much met all of the premium arrays that I had on my chart, and currently consolidating prior the 2 p.m. FOMC, which is, I guess, understandable. So nonetheless, I will be trying to predict nonetheless what will we actually do for today's PM session. So nonetheless, let me annotate the respectable liquidity pools that are salient for this time being. And on the upside, it's obviously this buy-side liquidity that will rest right here. And as for sell-side liquidity, we'll probably go with these lows here. At this point of time. So these are the most close proximity liquidity pools that we have available on ES, same on Nasdaq, the same high and the same respective lows. So pretty symmetrical markets as it's booking very similar. And yeah, so now let me check for the potential first presented fair value gap for the PM session trading, and this inefficiency in here jumps right away. So here is the 1:30 p.m. and going to the right there is a volume balance, then there is this busy including this volume balance, and I need to check whether there is a separation here, but it looks like there is not. So I will use this going forward as the PM session first presented fair value gap. Okay, so this is something from the opening range for the PM session that might be useful going forward. Now, considering where we are in terms of the actual range. We are basically in the middle between the buy side and the sell side here. That in the middle, so that's probably the least probable place to be at the time, but yeah, nonetheless. We traded to that suspension block here as a primary. Initially, dollar index consolidated, and here we'll have to basically watch and see some relatively cool lows right there. So that's like initial interest. We were rallying all day long into this PM session here. So let's see. I'm not convinced that it should go lower from here. I don't think that's the case. I think continuation higher is more probable, but the question is if and how we will set up a potential setup there. So yeah, let me go to the Nasdaq quickly. So Nasdaq did nailed all the buy side here and here, and traded to the Monday's opening range gap high as well. Right, whatever. I will just make it like this. So this is where the buy side is. There are some relatively lows here that are interesting, but the near-term sell side is right there. All right. Have some buy side here, relative equal highs still. And I honestly love this pool of buy side liquidity right there on Nasdaq. Look at this smooth, like huge, enormous pool of buy side liquidity. That's probably not for today. Probably not for today. But overall, that's kinda nice potential draw for the price. Now watching this. Okay, so let's add this buy set here. That's the old high, and let's add this one as well. So these are the most salient buy side liquidity pools after all. We are looking kind of extended here, and the body's respecting that Monday opening range gap high. That's interesting for sure. Nonetheless, we'll see what we get. The morning session setup was making way more sense to me than current moment. but I guess it's fair enough. So we'll see what we can actually get out of it. Right, so I guess I have all of the levels in place. I guess I have potentially bullish expectation still. So yeah, 2.5 minutes. Let's wait and see what we'll get for that PM session silver bullet for Wednesday's trading, May 20th, FOMC minutes day. By the way, on the calendar, Thursday has some medium impact news, so the AM session might be interesting, and same for Friday. So yeah, nonetheless, I'm looking forward to end this week strong. And yeah, so Wednesday's first presented fair value gap so far being utilized as a inversion. Fair value gap. All right. So I feel like avoiding shorts is the way to go, and focusing on longs is the way to go. I think that we already made enough of a move lower past couple days, and we are kind of like back to seeking some higher prices, at least until proven otherwise. That's my expectation. This as a high of the as a very important high seems pretty suspect. I like this high being placed and moved lower a little bit, and I like this high in terms of like running it out and then forming some serious distribution that could actually lead to lower prices more than just rolling over like this. So yeah, that's what might be in play. We'll see, we'll monitor that. But there we go, 2 p.m. just hit FOMC minutes. Let's see. Yeah, trading right away on the minutes at 2 p.m. That's not the idea that I want to implement. I would rather wait at least 15 minutes. There is no conference as far as I know after this one, so first 15 minutes to the public, and then maybe we can get something. So let's see. There is a chance that I will not find a setup and not take a setup that I like, and then it is what it is. But at least I did all I could to find one which is basically show up in front of the charts for every salient silver bullet time window, and that's what I did. And if the price will not speak to me, I don't want to gamble on guessing. So so All right, so far we are tapping into this first presentation for PM session. No serious displacement by any means at this moment. All right, so the PM session streams, I noticed that I'm a little bit more chill and reserved in terms of talking. Understand that I'm after all day, so I don't want to necessarily be uh, like talking too much, especially when markets are not doing anything I like. Hello, Money Glitch. Hello, nice to see you again and again. A true hero of this channel. But yeah, it is what it is so far. No displacement at all after 2 p.m. Pretty expected or reasonable for the minutes, FOMC minutes, but still, let's wait until 2:15 thereabouts, and then maybe we'll have something to work with. Because yeah, as it is right now, I'm not completely sure or convinced what it wants to do. We do have some measure of relative equal highs right here. I like that possibly, but we would need to drop a little bit lower first, preferably. So let's see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I honestly do think that we could be resuming going higher again, and maybe or even potentially be seeking new all-time highs. I suspect that's not ruled out, but yeah, I guess the bullish setups are preferred. But first of all, one needs to form first. Otherwise, yeah, it is what it is. So so because the aim session delivered quite a large range and delivered quite nicely, I don't think the PM session will be enormous in terms of a range expansion in here. So it's kind of tricky. It's definitely kind of tricky with this price action right now, but yeah, we'll see what we'll get though. So far we are spending a little bit time inside and around the first presentation for the PM session, and that is a neutral sign so far. Whenever 9 a.m. candle sweep both sides, those days are always low resistance and hard to trade. Really? You did some back testing with it? Do you have statistical data? Well, nice. That's nice. 100%. Okay. Okay, Mr. Money Glitch. 100% sounds like yeah, pretty solid. All right. I see. So I have 100% that I blow my account if I use that information, right? Or am I tripping? Yeah, that's what I thought. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. It is what it is. It is what it is. We end up being trapped into this PM session. And now, please talk to me. Talk to me. Yes. Some inefficiency, some imbalance. Don't be sideways time distortion, please. But yeah, by the way, because the market is doing not much at the moment, do you guys have any thoughts about the series so far? Anything that you would change, improve? Anything you like? Do you enjoy the process of doing it, or is it a pain in the ass though? I don't know. I mean, I personally like it a lot. I have a lot of fun with it so far. And yeah, I mean, still so many achievements to go with it. But yeah, I wonder if it's actually like watchable and enjoyable on the side of a viewer. Money glitch. Tell me, you are probably the guy who is almost always there. So you saw the most probably. So you can tell. You can tell your opinion. Be honest. Be honest. Don't sugarcoat it. All right. All right. All right. I guess no feedback is just like a feedback. I trade all day, so I just watch everyone. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You are the biggest psycho, bro. You are the biggest psycho. You will beat us every time. Damn, damn, damn. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? What can I say, my friend? I guess this is our addiction at this point. Nothing is happening as it is for now. First 15 minutes passed. Man, what are you doing then, my friend? Weren't you studying or doing some stuff with university? Um, yeah, I'm still waiting for something. Yeah, no inefficiencies, just consolidation, nothing to do. Nasdaq pretty much the same, doing nothing. Dollar index slipped a little bit lower. Let's see. I'm just free. Okay. Okay, you are, my friend. You are. You are. You are the goat. You are the hero. The Indian market maven. My goat, my goat. Yikes, 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 yikes. I mean, all right. Thank you, Nekobasu-san, for your opinion, for your kind opinion. That's appreciated. That's appreciated. Um, I'm not sure what you mean with expanding into greater variety of models. So do you mean I should be trading more than just this one model, or improve it? But yeah, thanks for the opinion. Longs look very solid from here. All right. So I assume money glitch is buying on the market this candle here. We'll see. We'll see where he will go with it. Mr. Money Glitch, you're buying here, right? Yeah, I mean that's the thing. The problem is always you. The problem is always you. You should always look into yourself. Never blame others or try to, take the responsibility from yourself. Yeah, so far that they are definitely holding the price in here. In a time distortion, consolidation, basically. So unless or until we break out of this consolidation, this tiny range, I don't think there is anything to be done really with this. But yeah, I'll be that brave to sit and watch the candles do nothing. And admittedly, this is very, 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 or can be boring and annoying to some degree. But this is the part that I believe 90% or even probably more of people will skip. And yeah, skip, I mean that if you do session like this where price is doing nothing one time and that's it, then you are still skipping it kind of. So yeah, this is where the steal is getting harder and harder. The TikTok mentality will not survive session like this. The dopamine trading will not survive a session like this. change my mind. Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, tough in terms of like it's really not doing anything here. Yeah, very patient, very patient. I almost never trade gold, my friend. So I'm not an expert in that regard, so I can't help with that. But your long is under pressure a little bit, my friend. Yeah, I don't know about gold though. But usually when it's good, it's good. But when it's bad, it's bad. It's really bad. So no, you will not. No, you don't. We both know you will not. And that's why I like you, my friend. You are not giving up. We are not quitters. We might take a break, but we will not quit, right? All right. Let's see if we can move away from this Wednesday PM session first presentation. We traded below it, into it slightly, respected, then price moved lower nicely. Immediate rebalance on this candle in here. So if price would be to like start moving better, then you know 2 p.m. week is right there. Yeah, good that you mentioned, because I had this line here, and to be honest, I didn't saw it. All right. Yeah, so far it looks like it's hard to do anything really from here. and we are almost half into this PM session silver bullet, and we have done literally nothing so far. No real fair value gap being formed also. The more you say rally up looks awesome, the more I want to fade it and take a short, my friend. Not gonna lie, that's interesting. But yeah, there is nothing I like about it, to be honest. Nothing I personally like about it. Will it deliver something? We'll see, but I don't have a good affinity for where I would place my risk and stuff like this. Admittedly, this discount week in here could have been like a factor for turning price around and send it higher, especially after it had this immediate rebalance in here, and we are now trading higher. That does slightly favor that it could have a run here coming, but it's I don't know, it's kind of too wonky in here. Just not my model though, just not my model. All right, so let's see the first presentation for the PM session here, if we can get above it, and then if it can support price, or preferably if we can see a displacement. Trade above it, into it, and then displacement. Then I would be interested, potentially. So first 30 minutes passed. Next 30 minutes we'll see whether it does anything, but yeah, so far it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is, and not much I can do about it. And yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm not whining about not taking a setup. If no setup is presented, then it is what it is. What I'm a little bit complaining about is the fact that, yeah, when price is just not moving, then yeah, we are kind of watching the paint dry, which is kind of boring though, right? Could have been doing something else, but I guess this is the path of a hero, of a market maven. So yeah, money glitch, long call, waiting for Nvidia. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like so far. That's what it is waiting for. But if that's the case, they will probably be doing a dirty work after the market closes, likely, or usually that's the case, and that's that's outside of my operating times. So, you know. By the way, hello, Mr. Breaker Futures and SLP partners. Welcome, welcome me. Welcome me. Right, I will take this off for now. I can bring it back when it will be underwater. But yeah, so far the body is respecting the high of that first presentation for PM session. Mm. Yeah, higher looks the way to go, but the problem is it's too sloppy still. Yeah. Let's see. 235 initial buy side, so that's kind of like, let's delineate the current range that we are in for this PM session, and that's something to that degree, measuring the consecutive encroachment. This is a minor short-term buy side in here, initial buy side for the PM session, and close to it here. But yeah, honestly, wouldn't that be favorable to clear out the sell side first if it wants to go higher? It kind of would be, right? But at the same time, I'm not seeing that in the cards. If it's just this wonky like this and then starts like tearing apart higher, then I let it go, I guess. Maybe a power hour push could be definitely in the cards, especially after these condensed and compressed 2 p.m. silver bullet. That makes the last hour, power hour, a little bit more likely to offer some expansions, but yeah. I'm only trading and engaging very specific time windows, and this one starts at 2 p.m. and ends at 3 p.m. and after that I'm really not interested. And yeah, this is how I'm my way of balancing out the engagement here and not allowing my emotions, my needs, my wants to control my trading. All right, so we did move off of this first presentation for the PM session, and we formed this nice up candle in here that took out this old high right there. So that's in itself is interesting. Nasdaq also did pushed higher here, and it's possible that it will also form a nice busy here. All right, so on the near term, buy side liquidity resides at 58, 458 for ES. Now we have this busy. Now we have the busy in here as we broke outside of this range, kinda, because we have this high here. But yeah, nonetheless, if it's bullish, if it's gonna go higher, it might. I'm not saying it can't, but then this should stay partially open though. If it's gonna close this, then yeah, then that's not that bullish. Yeah, I mean, why I'm not necessarily a fan of entering here, even though it could go up here, because we were just consolidating. We kind of are still consolidating, and we didn't took necessarily any significant pool of sell-side liquidity, really, and we just taken high and buying. That would be somewhat like buying a breakout to some degree, right? Not saying that it can deliver, but yeah, this is how these days move. That's true. These type of days can or tend to move like this. Very hard to trade. I completely agree. But because it's like that, I kind of choose to avoid taking a fair value gap just because it's there. And yeah, that's kind of like what I think, and it's already kind of fading here a little bit. So nonetheless, if it's really bullish, it will push strongly out of this, right? But I kind of don't have the visibility or the need to push it at this moment, knowing how we were delivering price for the past 40 minutes almost. 40 minutes of nothing burger is not being erased by this one fair value gap. So yeah, it's already being closed, and if I were going long here, I would not like to see that. I would definitely not like to see that. Yep. We'll see. Maybe this will offer some opportunity on the other side, if that's the case. But still, So now this is a potential inversion fair value gap. Yeah, I mean, so far we came back into this first presentation here. We traded to the low with the week, but the bodies are respecting the high pretty much perfectly. So if price would displace now higher from here, I would be taking this as reclaimed bullish fair value gap, aiming for the buy set here. But that would need to be like really quick displacement. If not, then forget about it, right? But that's like a little idea. All right, not bullish, not bullish, not bullish. Now we slide below this first presentation here, and the natural expectation would be to respect the lower half of it and just send it lower. This is basically immediate rebalance here on the downside. This is basically immediate rebalance right there. So let's see what we'll do. But yeah, we are still inside of this consolidation, right? So yeah, that's a banter session, guys. That's a banter session. Last 15 minutes basically. Yeah, I would love to see though. But yeah, I like this immediate rebalance here. And if it's bearish here, that's like a moment where it could be. And it could be seeking some sell side there. But if that's the case, it needs to go this candle or next candle. If it fails in here and fails with this immediate rebalance and trades above this first presentation, then honestly I would be more prompt to take a long there with an idea that will spike towards this relative equal highs in here. Okay, so that's an idea that came to my mind right now. I'm not saying that that this will happen and that I will actually get a position anyhow, but I'm just curious, and I'm just like measuring how it could look like. But yeah, I'm assuming that this immediate rebalance would fail, which it might not, right? It might not. But again, I'm not comfortable going short in here necessarily. All right. That will be the quantity out I'll look for then. Looks like we might be fading this immediate rebalance, and that maybe could end up as a long. Let's see, but I would need to see price move above this first presentation and then come back to it, and that's maybe what I'm looking for. Don't trade today, trade tomorrow. What do you mean, Money Glitch? What do you mean? If I don't find a trade today, if I don't take one, then tomorrow the cycle starts, it resets basically, and we start again from the London and we'll go. Oh, I see. No. I mean, if it shows me like a nice displacement here higher, I like the idea then. But if it doesn't, then I'll just pass probably. And yeah, this order is more like just in case, but not like I'm pushing the idea or anything like that. So, but this looks like a nice Judas. This immediate rebalance failing, kinda in my eyes. And if we go above this first presentation, then I believe the buy set here, that's just too clean, and it could offer 10 handles then, but it's not there yet. In my mind, it's not there yet. Those relatively lows, tapping into them first and coming back above this presentation, then that's a loaded deal. But yeah, let's see. I'll add the middle line to it. So yeah, I mean, if it's bearish, we already traded to it here, we left it, it should just, it should just go lower than from here. It has relative equal lows. If it's really bearish, it should expand through them aggressively, and that's what it could do. But I'm not necessarily bearish here. I'm not necessarily bearish in here. We have SMT on the lows between Nasdaq and ES. ES made a higher low, Nasdaq made a lower low in here on the small basis. Just interesting to know, right? And it's macro time also, and it's loaded buy side liquidity above us. So that sounds pretty, or it starts to sound a little bit more reasonable. And if it offers me that trade above this first presentation, then I'm thinking that's a reasonable idea. A reasonable idea, especially this buy side here. Event horizon is there, so yeah, that should be decent. Then so yeah, I'm annotating that SMT on the lows in here between ES and Nasdaq, but it would need to really follow up with some nice up candle here. Not necessarily getting it right now, so yeah. So I'm not really prompt to do anything, but for the first time since the open, I have at least an idea. Do you know how to measure standard deviations for particular session? What do you mean exactly? You mean measuring the opening ranges and projecting standard deviations up and down? Macroeconomy analyze strong bearish. All right. Do I want to go against the odds? I mean, I'm not getting what I wanted anyway so far. I was looking for more like quicker price action in here, but like current move, yeah, I mean, you would take like the 1:30 to 2 p.m. So it's like eyeballing like this low and this high, and you would do like 1, 2 standard deviations higher and 2 lower, and 2 is generally like a good number, and it would line around the buy side, slightly above it, so that's fine. And that would be like, I guess, reasonable. But yeah, the first price would need to like show some signatures here. So far it's pretty consolidated. Yeah, I like the idea of it clearing the buy side. Yes, at least those highs, not even up there. It doesn't need to go there for me to get something, but it didn't close above the first presentation here as it is right now. so it doesn't meet necessarily my criteria. It still has 2 minutes left. I don't know if it will do it in this candle, then I could be having like a decision to make whether I want to enter on it or not. But yeah. Even though it was looking promising at the beginning of this idea painting, then sometime after it kind of end up as a nothing burger. So it's 259. It didn't close above it, so even if this candle does, it's a nothing burger for me, because I cannot execute past 3 p.m. That's the rules for this model, and that's how I'm trying to keep it simple. So well, I tried, guys. I tried today. I showed up. I was on time. I was looking. The aim session got the move, the setup that I was looking for, but it didn't offer me my specific entry. So yeah, looks like today is the day without a trade, which is fine, I guess, which is the part of this process, and there will be days like this after all. So bye, my friend, bye. Yeah, I'll be ending this anyway. So tomorrow, London Open, we will see each other again, and I'll be looking for a bullet by that time. And yeah, that's it for today. Nonetheless, thanks for watching and enduring this really horrible price action to watch. But yeah, it is what it is. Fun fact, now it's starting to bulk up. So yeah, the idea is still reasonable, but that's something that I will watch personally, whether it will deliver or not, and just I will take note of that. Yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, the macro is still going, so this idea is still open, but I will not. I mean, I stick to the rules as best as I can, and it's after 3 p.m. So I'm not. By the way, it looks like it wouldn't even give me my entry, because it's already running and not necessarily giving me the touch to this first presentation. And yeah, I'm still waiting to see whether it will push through it quickly. But yeah, I guess I will check that later on. So nonetheless, have a nice one, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.